The Dallas Mavericks, 36-25, look to wrap up Luka Doncic's birthday weekend with a win against the struggling Minnesota Timberwolves, 17-41, team that has hit a reset button on their roster, as they continue to freefall in the standings. And that was never in doubt. Now the Mavericks will look to use this game as a bounce back from an inconsistent visit to the Miami Heat Friday night. Here's what we'll be watching for in this matinee matchup. Luka Doncic battling injury. It may have been a pre-birthday hangover, it may have been injury, but early in the Mavericks games against the Miami Heat, Doncic did not look himself. The Heat did a great job making him uncomfortable in his drives through the lane, playing physically anytime he went off the dribble. But there's no doubt he's been battling nagging thumb pain, something that was retaped at least once during Friday night's game. In his last 3 games he's 4 of 23 from the three-point line. At the time of this writing, Doncic is listed as questionable for Sunday's game. Is it this injury? Is it the after-effects of a birthday weekend? Who's to say? If he does play, hopefully there won't be much asked of him against a weak Timberwolves team. In their last matchup, Doncic was only needed for 25 minutes. Timberwolves freefall. The Minnesota Timberwolves have been falling rapidly since the start of December, going a startling 7-33 in that stretch. Just before the deadline they essentially blew up the roster, making large changes to perhaps right the ship and line up their stars for the future. They've been without cornerstone Karl Anthony Towns, fractured wrist, who missed 15 straight games, then the last 6. In his absence they'll lean on the newly acquired tandem of D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley, who combined for 50 points in the last game against the Mavericks. Either one can get hot from deep, they're both shooting 38% from deep on the season. It will be up to the Mavericks to shut that duo down, or force the rest of the roster to flounder, if they want to put this one away quickly. Please more Porzingis. It was quite the month of February for Kristaps Porzingis, who posted averages of 25 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks and 2 assists, all while shooting 40% from 3, on 9 attempts per game. Granted, it was just 9 games. But the big man looks to be taking another large step after a long absence. He had a quiet showing when these teams last met, hitting just 1 3 in 8 attempts. But that was one of only 2 quiet performances in an otherwise impressive month of basketball. His chemistry with Luka Doncic and the rest of the offense around him continues to improve. It's hard not get excited seeing it develop before our eyes. Porzingis attempted 14 threes against Miami on Friday night, hitting 6, but the hope is his effectiveness will stretch to all 3 levels as defenses have to respect him all over the floor. There's no reason he shouldn't dominate a lackluster Timberwolves squad.